Yeah, the Christian message is very, very simple. But if you misunderstand the simplicity, it takes you into the realm of mental and emotional acquisition, meaning it takes you into a form of idolatry that gives you personal self-consolation, and that will separate you from God. That's how it is. But don't worry, that's bound to happen because what the gospel is about the transition from that to grace. But the transition from that to grace is not done through your own acquisition of knowledge of how you understand the book or how you understand. It's about coming to see what it's pointing at, coming to see what it's pointing at, rather than trying to understand it with your head and building an argument that protects you, that keeps you safe and a good Christian. Come to see that what it's really pointing at is the first thing, which is that the law is written on your heart. So we know now that the law is written on your heart. It's about grace. It's about the grace of God, not the law of God. Once you understand that, then you can see that this knowing that comes before thoughts, comes before sensations, it comes before how we perceive the world. This knowing, this bearing witness can turn within itself and know it is the self. That's where the law is written. The law is to know thy God with all thy heart. So the first law is self realization. It's not about what you know of the Bible, it's about waking up to what it's pointing at. Wake up to what it's pointing at. Because I see people, and I've done it myself, arguing the case with what is sin, what is atonement, what is all of these things. The truth is, it's about knowing God. It's about seeing how we come away from our idolatry, which is the idea we've created. And in that idea, we've created what we call the I. How we get caught up in the illusion that that I is what experiences the body. And we get caught up in that subject object relating. And the only thing that will collapse that subject object pattern of identity is coming to see yourself as the witness, as that knowing, and turning around, coming to see that there's a deeper essential nature to awareness. And in that is the way to God. And once we come to know God, we come to understand the Gospels. Because once you come to know God, you then come to understand the second fact, and that is that everything is God. All your friends, your family, people you see, when you look at them, you see that they are all of God. No one is separate from God. Everyone in their essential nature, in their deepest nature, you are knowing of God. And it's this knowing of God that has to awaken, that has to prevail, not your understanding of something. That can become very dry. That can become very argumentative in many ways, very divisive, depending on how you understand it. You've got to look at what it's pointing at. The first law is to know God. And in knowing God, you know yourself, you know the self. And then you come to see that everyone is not separate from that self. That's love. That's community. That's communion once you understand that. It all happens naturally.